Hi, it's going to be a really quick tutorial on how to use SketchUp. We're going to be creating a box out of tube frame pieces. They're going to be 2 foot long by 4 inches by 4 inches, and the thickness of the metal, if you will, is going to be approximately 1/2 of an inch. Now, to get started here, I'm just going to show you how to move. What I'm doing is I'm using the movement icon, which is this one here. You can just press and hold the mouse button and go up and down, and that'll move you up and down, as you see. And then the next icon we're going to do is using this, which is the rotation. Now you notice I didn't come up here and hit the rotation, but yet I can still rotate. There's some shortcuts involved with this. All you have to do to rotate without hitting the actual icon is just push your mouse wheel button in and hold it, and you'll be able to rotate. If you want to use the movement button here, or the movement icon, without actually touching the icon, you do the same thing as the rotation, which is push and hold the mouse wheel button and hold down shift, and you'll be able to move without having to actually touch the icons. You can zoom in and out as well, which we did in the beginning. That's just, again, that's your mouse wheel button going forward and back, and you'll be able to move around. What we're going to do is we're going to start drawing. Now you'll notice what I did here is I clicked once and then I let go of the mouse button. You don't have to drag anything here at all other than when you're moving. That's the only time you have to hold a button down is when you move. Here you click and you start drawing the line. Now what you'll notice here, what I'm going to do is you'll see right now we're at a little over 8 inches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually type, as you'll see in the corner, I'm going to type 2 feet, and then you hit enter, and then it will snap to 2 feet. And now you'll notice as I'm going out again, here I'm going to type in 4 inches, and it'll snap to 4 inches. Now what I'm doing here is many times when you're working with SketchUp, if you are not sure where a corner is or a point and you want to build whatever you're building to that point to make sure everything aligns, is you go to the point that you want and then you'll start moving, and it'll give you a hash line and show you where you need to be. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but it works probably a good 90% of the time. And again, you'll see the hashed lines. It'll tell you which axis you're on almost all the time. And you'll see the hashed lines to let you know that your axis is correct, and that what you're building is lining up with what you've already built, and or the lines that you're drawing are lining up with the rest of your diagram, or your whatever it is that you happen to be building that day. And this is just me showing you that the dimensions are what we say. You can go to tools. There's you can use the dimensions, which is exactly what I'm doing. You can move them. You can make them come out any way you like. Now this is me here using this tool, and this is going to enable you to basically create the thickness for the tube that we're using. Again, this is just me going back over and backing up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. This tool here, it's called the offset tool, I believe. Yes, the offset tool. And really all you have to do is you click the outer edge, and then you'll start creating the box in the middle. And you'll see, as if I can back up here a little bit, should give you a little bit better of an example. You'll see that I typed in, again, right here. Anytime you're creating anything, you can actually type in here what you want it to be. And once you click the very edge of your object and you bring it in here, you'll see that box get bigger and smaller. Type in what you want. In this instance, it's obviously a 1/2 inch, and you'll create a 1/2 inch. Now, all I'm doing here is selecting the portion in the center, just like that, and then hitting delete on the keyboard, and then it gets deleted. Now, if you wanted to be fancy or high speed with your model, you can draw the inside portion of it like I'm doing here. Really no need for the model that we're doing, just want to show you how it's done, and that you can do it. This is the eraser tool. As that line in the center that was diagonal across wasn't needed, you can just use the eraser tool, go inside and hit it, and it'll get rid of the line. And if for some reason you make a mistake and you erase something with the eraser that you shouldn't have erased, again, go up to edit and just hit undo. And again, and this is just showing that this, yes, indeed is 1/2 inch thick by 4 inches wide by 2 feet long. This here is the selection tool. As you can see, I'm just selecting. If I can select it here, I might have to turn. There we go. All right, just selecting and then hitting delete. You can do that with your entire structure too. If you don't like it, you want to start over, just use the selection tool, select the entire thing, hit delete, and it'll go away. All right, this is the selection tool, and what I'm doing here is I'm selecting this front panel of the object, and it's just this front panel. It's not the edges, it's just the panel, and that's a single click. In order to get the edges, as you'll see right here, see the dark blue lines? That's also selecting the edges. That's going to be a double click. The single click, you won't have the dark blue lines like this. The double click, you'll have the dark blue lines. Now, in order to select the entire object like we just did, as you can see, that's a triple click. You triple click, you select the entire object. All right, here's going to be the rest of the box, or the beginning of the rest of the box. Again, I'm drawing out here, and I'm typing in 2 feet down here in the length section. And again, I'll type in another 4 inches. And then you'll see a lot of the times you'll see the hashed lines start to snap through different points that you're building and or edges from areas that you've previously built. Right there lets you know that they are indeed on either the red, blue, or the green axis, and that you're lining up with what you're drawing. It's a very, very nice feature. Lets you know that what you're building is straight, and it's not only that it's just straight, but it's also lining up to what you already previously have in place. So everything is lining up with what you have already made. You can see this is pretty self-explanatory. And again, sometimes it won't snap. Like I said, it's probably about 90% it's really good, but a lot of times just because the angle that you're at or the angle you happen to be drawing at, and how complex your whatever you're building is going to become, sometimes you just can't get in there, and it's easier just to click the edge that you want to be building it from, or drawing the line from, and go ahead and typing in the length in there. I'll do that many times, and there's no reason. Kind of like what I'm doing right here is I'm building myself an edge from the top because I'm going to build another, or I'm going to put another tube here. So what I'm doing is I'm going down 4 inches and giving myself guidelines when I'm building this to make sure that what I'm putting here is straight and it's going where I want it to go. And see, as you can see, it actually had that line already there for me because I had a point. I didn't draw it, but there was actually a point here on the edge, which is why this snapped right over here and said to where it was. And you'll see the hashed lines once again. Again, probably the best part about SketchUp is it telling you which axis you're already on. And this is just the select tool, getting rid of pieces that you don't need. It's pretty simple. We're going to fast forward a little bit here to something that's a little more completed right after we fix this final piece. Here we go. We're about 3/4 of the way done. And I'm just picking this part because when I was first starting to use this, using areas like this were a little bit tricky. So what I do, and just a technique, is I'll give myself guidelines and or shapes in order to create another shape. So in this case, I'm building a small box. You can I could either go up here, which is what I'm doing here, or by using that box down at the bottom, you could do the same. This, for instance, right here, I'm on the blue axis, and I'm going to snap it up, and I think I end up writing in 2 feet here, so it goes up to the 2 feet. But utilizing this box right here, this original one that I did, and then by utilizing the bottom portion of it, I could have gone up here another 4 inches. It would have given me that hashed line that tells me I'm on the bottom of this plane here, and then I could have snapped it over here to another 2 feet and did the bottom section of the box here. Again, just a technique. You might find something that works better for you. I like having guidelines. There's some other tools in here we won't get into right now. That's a little more advanced, but if you go up to your tools section up here, you'll actually have tape measure, and you can draw lines just like this that won't really have any bearing on the model itself, but it will give you lines in order to draw from, so you know where you're going, and basically it's like giving you an extra access instead of having just the green, red, and blue. You can use the tape measure function to give yourself different accesses. And when you're having more complicated figures, it comes in handy. But again, this is just a real basic tutorial on, again, how to build this box that we're building right here. All right, and this is the completed box here. All I'm doing is just cleaning stuff up. Using the offset tool again. As you'll see, I'll do the small box. I'll type into the side or the corner down there 1/2 inch, and that'll create the 1/2 inch margins from the shape that you're typing it into. And then from there, again, all I'm doing is utilizing the select button, and I'll go in here and I'll click each one of these, hit delete, look through them, click on the back side, hit delete on those as well, and then that gives you the internal portion of the tubes that you're using. And you can get as fancy as you want. You can complete the inside. You cannot if this is just the model and there's no bearing on it whatsoever, then it may not be necessary. And there we go. We have our completed structure, all done up with the insides drawn as well. Now most of the insides drawn up as well, except the part that I'm facing at right now. But just a real basic tutorial on how to build the box with or a tube framed box, if you will. Thanks for watching.